everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Like a Mama, the podcast where we discuss motherhood, faith, marriage, health, and more. So today, actually, in the Orthodox Christian Church, we celebrate Saint John of Kronstadt. He is an awesome saint. I love him, and I just want to start by reading a quote by him. It says, "The heart naturally seeks happiness, and the devil gives a false direction to this tendency, and allures it by earthly happiness, that is, by riches, honors, splendor of dress, furniture, silver, equipages, gardens, and various amusements." St. John of Kronstadt is awesome. I found out about him a couple years ago at least, and just by reading his quotes alone, like through Instagram on some like Orthodox Christian pages that I've come across, he is just such a great saint. If you don't believe in saints, or your Christian denomination doesn't believe that you should follow them, listen to them, or draw near to them, that's okay. Everyone is on their own journey, but in my Orthodox Christian faith, we really call on the saints and we celebrate them and love them. And actually, behind me, over there, okay, if you guys can see that, I'll go this way. Right there, that's my girl, Saint Xenia. She is awesome. Her name is spelled Xenia. Look her up, or I could provide more info. She is the saint of finding a spouse or employment, like a career. She's helped me tremendously, like in the past. Anyways, so today on episode 2 of Like a Mama, we're discussing a few things. I wanted to start by saying that this topic has been on my heart and mind a lot, and I kept overthinking when I should talk about it, like if it should be this episode or in a few episodes from now, and today's the day. I honestly feel like today's the day. Okay, I want to say to all my sisters out there, my moms, my mama's friends, whether I know you or not, stop doing yoga, please. And please stop believing in crystals or stop having them in your house. Get rid of them ASAP. Now, for me to say stop doing yoga, it's like me telling you what to do, right? But I'm saying it with love. I used to do yoga when I was 18 to 19 years old, and I worked at a gym at the time, and it was actually free, and it was a high-end gym. So I would go to yoga classes at least once a week, and it's no coincidence that at that exact time period in my life, I was in like the darkest times. I remember having depression and anxiety, like pretty severely. I was in the middle of college. I was just feeling very unhappy, and I was full blown into like going to yoga. Now, the one thing I will say about yoga that's positive is I remember it really worked out and stretched my body very well. And I was always into fitness. Like I played basketball growing up. I did karate for a few years. I was always fairly athletic and loved to exercise. But yeah, in that way, yoga, that's the one compliment I will give it. But if you truly look into the roots of it, it is not good. It is not good. And you might think I'm crazy for saying all of this, or it's nerdy for me to say this, or it's like not trendy of me, or like I'm just like being ridiculous and over the top. But trust me when I tell you, stop doing it. Stop doing yoga. The poses in and of themselves literally like praise certain spirits, and these spirits and entities are demonic and may as well be demons. They probably are. I don't mean this to scare you in any way, but I really have like done my research, and I also really feel it in my soul that this is very true. You can even find books I've heard of at least 1 or 2 books that explain why the practices of yoga are contrary to Christian beliefs, specifically, especially Orthodox Christian beliefs. But yeah, I was in the thick of it. I did it for at least a year. And also, I remember being so into social media then, because I've always liked to be creative. And I was always on Tumblr. You guys definitely remember Tumblr. If you don't, it was a platform where you could have like your own site, your own Tumblr, and it could be very inspirational and a creative outlet. It was like aesthetically pretty. And on your dashboard, on your home feed, were tons of like pictures, quotes with pictures, GIFs, videos of like, things that match your aesthetic. So I guess you could say the algorithms were a thing back then too, not just today on like Instagram and TikTok, but the algorithms were real, because the more I looked into something about like Buddha and a Buddhism quote, the more it would pop up on my feed. Now, a lot of the quotes in Buddhism seem very peaceful and promote goodness and joy and happiness, but don't let that fool you. God said in the Bible that the enemy, Satan, can appear or will appear as an angel of light. Okay? So we have to practice. It takes practice. We have to learn and practice. What is it to discern and like take whatever information that you come across and like kind of put it through a filter, especially as a Christian. Like, if you feel that something's off, it probably is. But like the ways of the world, like that you find in Buddhism and like in the teachings of like meditation and yoga and all that, I believe they are disguised as light, angels of light, or the ways that are like of light. But just because something is of light doesn't mean that it's from God. It can be masked. And that's what I believe a lot of the things in yoga and all of that are. God, Jesus, he is the light, the way, the truth, the one and only. And if you are practicing yoga and like literally opening up yourself to the energies and like the spirit, which energies and spirit are you opening yourself up to? Because there's no in between. It's either one way or the other. And one way is God, Jesus, goodness, the truth, our salvation. And the opposite, the other way, is the enemy, Satan, darkness, evil. Again, I don't want to scare you. I just fully believe this, and it's very real. 2, on crystals, to be honest with you, I don't know much about them, but I do know that they're very trendy, and I know a lot of people have them in their homes. They're pretty, and a lot of people that have them in their homes or wear them, believe that it attracts certain lights and energies that you can manifest in yourself and in your life to promote positivity, etc. But get rid of them, please. And also on that note, you should also get rid of any incense that you like bought on Amazon or at a little boutique. Like all of that stuff, yoga, the crystals, the incense, the sage, is that what it's called? The sages, like I'm going to sage my home or whatever. Get rid of them. They are rooted in evil. They are rooted in energies. And when you involve yourself in that, even if you're coming from a good place, which I believe most women and most people are, you are opening the door to energies that are not from God, not from goodness. You are opening energies to the opposite, to evil. I know I sound dramatic and maybe I sound like I'm taking everything too seriously, but honestly, you have to. You know, when you participate in these things, you're playing with fire, and when you play with fire, you're going to get burned. And yeah, I know that like all of these things are aesthetically pleasing and aesthetically pretty, and like I'm trendy if like I talk about like how I went to my yoga class and whatnot. Like, I understand. I've been there and I still see it, and I'm not judging anyone. I'm not judging you if you're into that. I just have to get this message across because I love you, and I just like have to share it I want to wake people up. I want people to know the truth. And if Jesus literally died for us on the cross, like the least I can do in this life is to just be a vessel of him for others. That is the least I could do. I feel a little emotional because I have literally like lived it. Like, I'm telling you, like, yes, yoga is a very trendy way to exercise. It's very in. It has been for a while. But like when I did it, I just was in a bad place. Like, and I'm not saying that that's what made my bad place worse or that's what caused it, but it wasn't promoting anything good. I already felt unhappy with my life. I didn't like the college I was going to. I just felt like anxious a lot of the time. And there's no coincidence that me doing yoga religiously every week, once or twice a week, wasn't contributing to that spirit. And you know what? Like, I am so grateful that I fell away from yoga and like getting into like those Buddhism quotes on like Tumblr and stuff, like, because it was just like, it was leading me into a dark hole that I'm so grateful I'm not in. And yeah, I just wanted to bring light to this. I really want you, if you are participating in yoga and all of that, if you're not gonna change right after listening to me, but like at least from this video, please take like reconsider it and look into it. And if this and other sources convince you to just stop, that's beautiful too. But yeah, there's so many other beautiful ways to work out and like take care of your body and like exercise, like go for a run or like lift weights. Like, I love lifting weights, and you don't have to do much as a woman, honestly. Very little. Like, start with like 5 pounds, do a couple sets when you go to the gym, and then little by little, add to it. But yeah, I had to get that out there. I did yoga even with my husband when we were dating a few times, and like I just felt like icky, like deep down, after doing it most of the time. And then the closer I got to God, the more I repelled from that world. It's amazing because when you get closer to God, you get convicted. You get convicted to not participate in things that are not of God. So take that conviction as a good thing and like let it draw you near God. And as he draws you into him, he's pulling you away from danger. But yeah, I'm so happy I touched on these things briefly. I would love to continue this conversation, like, and talk about more things in this topic. But yeah, yoga, crystals, and all those energies, saging or whatever it's called, better yet, incensing your home and stuff, don't do them. Trust me, don't do them. But on the topic of incense, in the Greek Orthodox Christian Church, and I'm sure in the general Orthodox Christian Church, I don't want to speak on behalf of like certain Orthodox churches, but I'm sure that in the Russian church they probably have it too. Like, incense is a beautiful thing to do in your home over your family. I have all the things in my home, the little gold, oh my gosh, I don't know what it's called, with the incense gold thing with the cross, and I have the charcoal and everything, and the little incense things. I love it. I grew up with like that being done in my home every now and then. I have to do it more often, but that is okay. I'm not sure if the Catholic Church does that. Maybe someone can fill me in on this, but yes, that incense is holy. That is from God. That is okay. But all these little sage incense things, again, I don't know if it's saging. I'm pretty sure I heard that term before. Like all these things that are like in like pretty little trendy shops and stuff. Like, be careful. Don't buy them. They are not of God. They are not. Like they can, again, like I said, open the door to energies, and they're bad energies, even if they are sold and marketed like as like peaceful and like getting rid of bad vibes. Like, trust me, I'm all about vibes. Like I 100% believe that people give off vibes, and they could be good or bad, but yeah, all you need is God and Jesus and prayer and trying your best to be a good person, a good Christian. And get rid of all this other junk. Many might disagree with me. No, many will disagree with me probably, but like maybe many will agree with me or open their eyes to these things. And like, yeah, I'm just talking to you like you're my friend, like my sister in Christ. Whether or not you're a wife, a mom, wherever you are in life, I just really had to share this message with you. Yeah. Thank you for listening to episode 2. See you later.